So for those familiar with this, this is, to put it very lightly, this is a tedious process, right? Where you've got your enterprise customer. Typically, an IT administrator within that enterprise is responsible, or a team there, right? That to configure single sign-on in whatever form, right? This could be this is typically SAML, could be OpenID Connect. We've come across enterprises where the Jira ticket actually takes 6 weeks to reach the IT administrator. So there's a lot of back and forth that goes on how to configure this, what values need to go in there. And even after that is done, there's a whole bunch of things that typically tend to go wrong around configuration, around permissions, around certificates. Plenty of those customer support issues that come up. But this is a standard approach, right? You're either on Slack, exchanging messages, trying to figure out did it work, and then you got to get them to do the login process. Then you're wondering, did it work? Because you have no control over that. The enterprise is doing all of those pieces, but ultimately it affects the experience around the login into your own application. So what we will show you now in the demo is how we get away with all this with our self-service onboarding portal, and how easy we make and seamless this process. So this is Ori's good old console. That's typically what you would use. And everything starts off on the back of, I briefly spoke about it, Ori organizations. The concept essentially of grouping your customers together, right? This could typically be, in here, I've just created an organization on the back of domains. So you could have multiple domains mapping to the same organization. And we'll see in a second what that actually means during the login flow, but effectively all emails in this example, boxyhq.com get grouped under the boxyhq organization. And in many ways, it's your tenancy, right? Your multi-tenancy. And this is an example of a tenant. We call it organizations, which is a deeper grouping around tenants. Instead of getting the SAML metadata from your customer and trying to configure it, what we allow you to do is an onboarding portal. So you jump in there, click a button, you get a unique link on the back of it. You can do all of this with APIs, so it's very easy for you to integrate this within your web application. We send you a link back, and then you can then forward that to your customer. So a unique link that I just copy out now, and then I will just quickly jump over to the other tab.
While you jump over that tab, another angle on this, and we can talk about it before we go through this process a little bit too, is this also raises the security game a little bit, right, around setting up SAML and OpenID Connect integrations for that matter, right? Like typically if you're exchanging, maybe not OpenID Connect as much, but with SAML, you're exchanging metadata, it usually has a certificate in it. There's a chance that could be intercepted. But if you're doing an onboarding portal in this way, it gives you're putting that setup in the hands of your customer, right? Instead of it being done over like maybe a potentially insecure channel, which can elevate this process as well from a security standpoint.
That's correct. And one is security, the other one is the number of mistakes that can happen in that chain as you're passing this through. Different encoding, we've seen this before. You send it across, but it's been copied to an editor, and then some white space is being added somewhere. All of that kind of contributes to issues down the line. So this is a link that you would forward to your customer. Typically, so now I have the role of an IT administrator within the enterprise. And what this quickly allows me to do is create what we call a new SSO connection. We're showing you the example of SAML, but this same experience is also available for OpenID Connect for customers who wish to set up OpenID Connect instead. You start off with selecting a provider. Some well-known ones. That there's obviously support for a whole range of others, and also very bespoke ones on the back of any SAML 2.0 compatible identity provider. So in this case, I'll go through and pick Microsoft Entra ID. Probably the biggest one you will encounter from a identity provider distribution perspective, the largest one out there, followed by Okta. And what this now converts this into the screen is really a step-by-step guide for the IT administrator They're usually familiar with some of these, but if not, it gives them a very good view of where they need to go in within Entra ID to set these things up. Standard stuff, right? Creating an enterprise application, clicking in to see where you can start setting up the SAML configuration. But most importantly, you need an audience URI, which is basically an entity ID that's unique to the application being set up, and also a single sign-on URL, which is where all of the SAML data will be posted. So they have that ready here. They can click through, copy, and then paste it out into Entra ID. And then the next important step is the actual mappings of attributes. This is super important because your application could rely on a bunch of custom mappings. All of that is possible here. We support some native ones, things like email, first name, last name. But in here, you can add on whatever you'd like here from the perspective of your customers mapping certain things, roles, groups. We've even had customers map things like department IDs to avoid sort of data entry errors. And again, you see that step by step, all of the configuration is in there. Very little room for making mistakes, which takes away bulk of that customer support headache for you. And once you're done, you typically need that SAML metadata file. So I'll quickly show you how this is within Entra ID. So that's where I've set this up. And that comes with a link to a metadata URL. I jump in and I take a snapshot of that content, drop that back in here. Give it a friendly name. We call it Entra ID. And then that's pretty much it. I'll wait for it to finish. So now in the background, that SSO connection is set up. We do some basic validation around that to make sure everything is fine. But having done that, you still don't know whether the sign-in works or not. And the great thing is now I'm the IT administrator. I have full control over this. So we have a button here for them to right away test whether this works or not. So I'm going to go click through. And what happens is we take you through that flow that the end user would eventually use to get in here. And the IT administrator can actually complete that flow, make sure that everything's fine. If not, you can go back, finish up the configuration, sort it out, and then by the time all of this is done, you're certain that, and there you go, you're logged in, which meant all the configuration was correct. If something was wrong along the way, we would point you to what actually went wrong there. And that has simplified that whole janky process of back and forth into a very seamless portal experience for your customer. There's more stuff coming around this, but on the back of this testing, we also showed you transparently that SAML to OpenID Connect bridge that we were talking about. All of this is done on the back of OpenID Connect, but underneath, we're translating SAML as necessary to the identity provider and abstracting away all that complexity for you. Yeah, and that's just to give you a quick snapshot of how this self-service onboarding portal takes away that customer support issue for you.
And just kind of a question with that, if I wanted to manually set that up as an administrator in my own application, I still have the ability to do that, right? I don't have to use the onboarding portal.
Absolutely. Whatever I showed you in the onboarding portal is also available on Ori console, so you could still grab that SAML metadata from your customer, set that up for yourself on your own.